So today I'm talking about a Honda with the P1486 code, what it is and how you go about fixing it. So what is a Honda P1486 code? Well, it's a thermostat range performance problem. And some of the causes would be low coolant, the radiator fan's not working, or fans. The thermostat is like stuck closed or possibly open, but it malfunctioned. Bad sensor, coolant temperature sensor, or the wiring. And those would be the main things to look out for. And if you jump online, there's not a whole lot of information. There is a few forums though that got people talking about it. And so here's one. I'll put links down below for everything I'm looking at, but this person has a 2000 Accord. They got a thermostat range performance malfunction. And they went through, they replaced the coolant temperature sensor, didn't work, and so they're looking for some help. And if you scroll through here, everybody's helping them, and they finally solved it down here at the bottom. Like I said, I'll put links down below for everything that I'm looking at here. And so finally, after going back and forth on here, the check engine light has stayed off after replacing the coolant temperature sensor and the condensing fan. So that's what worked for him was a bad fan. He looks like he changed out that temperature and it didn't work, so it wasn't that, but that is a possible cause. So be sure to keep that in mind. If you jump over on if you just look up a Honda coolant temperature sensor, they're not very expensive, they're pretty low cost. So if you think it is a bad temperature sensor, you could just swap it out more than likely. A lot of people would do that, or you could test it, but they're pretty low cost things. And but be sure to check the wiring, because a lot of times sensors, you know, they have a bad connection or they've got to open a short, anything like that. Going back to the ECU, it could cause a problem too. So basically, if you get a Honda P1486 code, the first thing to do is to check the coolant and be sure it's good and it's not low. Be sure the fans are kicking on, or there's one fan, be sure it's kicking on and that's working. Check the sensor and the wiring and be sure that it looks like, check the wiring and be sure that it all looks like it's all plugged in and good. And then at that point, I would go ahead and replace the thermostat and replace the sensor. As long as you're sure the wiring is good, the coolant level is good, and the fans are working, I would just replace these two because they're very low cost parts. This thermostat might be a little bit of a pain to swap out, but it's not that difficult, along with the same thing with the sensor. So along with those, that should solve the problem. At least 80–90% of the time that would be the main things to go do. So if you have anything to add, please comment down below. If you have any questions, ask me and I'll try to answer them. But that's basically it. If this video helps you, please click like, please click subscribe, and have a good day.